Now, the key is for you to understand Google Analytics 4's data model. There are two main components there, users and events. User is somebody who does these things, and events are the things that happen by user's action or without user's action. So a user is a person, comes to your site, loads a page, event happens. There are a bunch of events happen before page view happens, but let's they go and they're looking at a page view. At a higher level, page view event happens. Then the user scrolls down, scroll event happens. Clicks on a button, click event happens. Downloads a white paper, download event happens. There are other events as well that happen behind the scene without you knowing, but these are the things that you'll be able to see in your data. Every single action a user takes or everything that's happening behind the scene gets tracked as an event. So it's separated. User can be described by user properties. These user properties then used for deeper analysis. So you can also create lists for advertising and retargeting. What I mean by user properties allow you to see who this user is. Maybe the organization of the user could be a property. The type of user it is, buyer versus non-buyer, could be a frequent buyer versus, rare buyer, whatever you want to classify. Maybe somebody who likes blue color instead of black colors, something like that. You can assign different properties based on the business that you are involved in, and you can have up to 25 properties. One of the ones that we generally use is about registered or not registered user. Is this a user who's registered on the site or not registered? Are we driving those people? That's what people, marketers want to look at. But other properties are based on this. You can go as many, you have to think about before you put, but you can have up to 25 properties. Now, since GA4 is very flexible, it means you can easily mess that up as well if you don't pay attention to it. You can easily fill these user properties with garbage. So first step is to step back and think about what's the purpose, why are we doing this, and what properties will make sense. Same goes for events, as I'll show you in a few minutes. So have user properties. Here are some examples. Some of these are automatically collected: age, gender, interest, etc. Now, when a user comes to your site, they do, as I mentioned, they do engage with the activities. Those are called events. Similar to user properties, like some of the user properties are automatically tracked by Google. Certain events are also automatically tracked by Google. So event parameters are attributes that define events. So user properties are attributes that define user. Event properties, parameters are attributes that define events. So what I mean by that is, let's say if you have a button on a site and button is placed on the top menu and the button is placed on the left-hand navigation as well as the main panel. Let's say 3 places, button or link or whatever you want to see it. User clicks on those, they are taken to the same place, right? Top link, left link. But which one is the one that's driving users to click? That can be defined as a parameter of a button. Top navigation, left-hand bar, main area. You can define those, and then once you analyze the data, you'll know where users are clicking and which one is helping users take the desired end action. Maybe you find out that main one is the one that, then leave it. You have the real estate for other real estate on top and on the side to do other things. So that's the kind of insights you can get once you have these parameters. So parameters are name value pairs. Some parameters are automatically captured, others you have to define yourself. Here are 4 types of events within Google Analytics. Automatic, these are automatically collected. You don't have to do anything. Once you put your code, they'll automatically be captured for you. Then there are enhanced measurement. These are automatically enabled for you. However, you can turn them off. You can't turn automatic off. You can turn these ones off. Then there are recommended. Recommended events are based on the verticals. So for example, e-commerce or shopping, you have certain events that Google recommends. Hey, if you want to track purchase, then use an event called purchase. If you want to track lead generation, then track event as generate underscore lead. So there are recommended events. The purpose of these recommended events is, or actually Google recommends that you use recommended events wherever possible. You don't have to be in that particular vertical to use them. For example, if I'm in education sector, I can still use generate lead, even though I'm not selling anything, and it falls under e-commerce. The purpose is that if you use those recommended names, then in future, Google will likely, or if it releases new features related to that event, then you will get those reports and features as well. So if an automatic event or enhanced measurement event does not give you what you need, then you look at recommended event. So if I want to capture a lead generation, recommended is the one that will come into play. However, none of these events give me what I want, then I can use a custom event. I can just name any event, anything I want. So think about the activity user is doing, what activity you want to capture, that becomes your event. Okay, here are examples of automatically captured events. You have language, which is the browser language, the location of the page, which is the URL of the page referrer, where is the user coming from, the page title, and screen resolution. So all these are automatically captured. Every activity will have this information. So by having a page referrer, we know where they came from, whether it's external or internal, and then where they landed, what the screen resolution of the user was. So those things give you deep insights into how users is going through your site or app. Enhanced events are page views. So every page view, in UA, page view used to be a separate hit type, but now it's an event. When a user scrolls 90% vertically, then scroll event happens. If you want to capture other areas, other scrolls, let's say 25, 50%, etc., then you'll have to implement them using Google Tag Manager. Outbound clicks are automatically captured. So if you have links to Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, whatever on your site, they are outbound clicks. They are automatically captured. You don't have to do anything there. Right. Site search, which is what keywords people are searching for. Yeah. Is there a question?
Yes, Anil. Yes. I do have a question from Praveen. Praveen asked, why does the monthly reports have a lot of difference in PVs? GA4 shows less PVs as compared to GA-UA. Yeah. It's
okay.
We asked question right now. Almost 2 or 3 times has been asked already. Yeah.
Okay. So it seems like so page views should ideally be the same in 2 systems if they're implemented correctly. That means there is some issue with the implementation which is causing this difference. I have seen differences in some cases about 10%, 8-10% here and there. However, if you are seeing bigger difference, you said 25% or that means something might be wrong there. I would go into GA and UA4 and find out which pages are causing this issue. In Universal Analytics, and that will actually, what Praveen is saying, it's lower, right, in GA4?
Yeah.
Okay. It can go either way, lower or higher. In Universal Analytics, so let's say if most of the new sites are now built as single page application sites. In Universal Analytics, you had to implement separate tag for tracking when the history changes, when the page content changes. In Google Analytics 4, that's done automatically for you. So there will be some differences there depending on how the pages are loading. So I believe this is an implementation issue. If you want our help, we are here to support you. I run consulting organization as well. So we have consulting where we help clients move to GA4, as well as education platform where you can, if you don't want to hire a consultant, you want to just be part of my membership group where people can come in and ask other members somebody will be able to look at it. But I can tell you it's an implementation issue.
Right.
There should not be 25% difference.
Got it.
Any other question?
On page views, no, not yet. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks. Yeah.
Okay. So site search which is the on-site search, what keyword people are searching for. This is automatically tracked. And this is, if you're not, you haven't implemented it, you should implement this, because that tells you as a content marketer or as a marketer, whichever field you're working with, what are users thinking? So there is one keyword they might search on. Let's say, I'm looking for blue running shoes, right? That's my Google search. I might search for a brand name. I land on your site. Then I come on the site and I start searching. Hey, they look good. I see an image. Let me see actually red shoes. So I type in, and I'm not typing anything else. I just type in red, because those keywords are very different, or I might narrow it down to a particular brand and start searching for that. So that tells you how users think about when they land on your site, and which will help you change the experience on your site. So let's say a lot of people search by color. Why not give a color selection right on the homepage? Why not write content that's about different colors and how those colors shoes work? If users are searching by the utility of that shoes, then you can go write content about those or change the experience based on what users are searching for. So site search gives you a great insight into how users are thinking once they land on your site. Very few users search, but those who search give you a clue. Every single click, every single mouse movement, every single keyword they type gives you deeper insights into how users are thinking. So video engagement also is captured automatically. This is embedded YouTube videos only. So if you have another video platform, let's say Vimeo or something else, those are not automatically tracked. But if you had embedded YouTube video, then you'll get video start, video progress, video complete. They have to be, I think there is a requirement for how that YouTube video needs to be embedded, but it's, I think they have to have API support enabled for those videos. Downloads. So you have PDFs, you have Excels, PowerPoints. A lot of your content is driving users to take some action. These file downloads, they can be easily be tracked. So you can see what kind of content people are gravitating towards, what do they like. So that gives you an idea of what to build for your future assets.
Got it.
Recommended events. Another question?
Actually, a bunch of them, but they're a lot more on the migration itself. Right?
Okay. So we'll talk about this. Let me just go through this and keep time in check. We'll leave 15 minutes for Q&A.
Sure. Yeah.
There is a lot to be covered in GA4. Once you understand these concepts like the events and users and how they are, it will make your life easy, because then you can start to think about everything as an event. Hey, can we track this? It's an event. Sure. What properties do we need? Those properties are parameters. So you have recommended events for retail, e-commerce. You have recommended events for job, education, local deal, real estate, travel, games. If you are interested in these recommended events, let me know. I can send you a list. It's also on Google's help files. Sometimes Google's help files are not very easy to navigate. I mean, they have like 15 pages for same stuff. I don't know how, sometimes it becomes difficult to find them. But let me know. These events, it will, as I said, you don't have to, they are organized in verticals, but you don't have to use them for that vertical. So if I'm in education and I like to track lead generation, which belongs in retail e-commerce, I can use that. Or if I'm selling subscription and that belongs in e-commerce, there is an event called purchase. There is an event called add to cart. There is an event called begin checkout. I can use them in education field as well. We actually do that in our Optizent Academy. So recommended events generally will help you, one, overcome the limitations that GA has, like number of events that you can track. If you use one of the recommended events, it doesn't count against your limits. And those who want a free ebook, there is a 50 things you should know about GA4 ebook. Here is a link for that, bit.ly.com/GA4 ebook. And those who want to learn with me, go deeper, I have a full academy on Optizent Academy. You can also get $100 off for this today with this webinar.